I'm here at the Beta Birdwood event just out of Adelaide in South Australia, where there's 2,000 odd, I don't know if you can see all that, it keeps going back all the way into those trees, 2,000 odd entries into a classic vehicle rally. So that's anything 30 years or older, which is only 1993, which feels weird to me that that's now a classic car. Anyway, thousands of vehicles here now, made its way from Adelaide up to the National Motor Museum in Birdwood. And this is all kinds of cars from all kinds of eras. And importantly, maybe not importantly, but interestingly, to really win the competition, and it is a competition, you both have to have a great car, but you have to wear a matching outfit for the era of that car. So I'm wearing what I could pull together as a 70s Land Rover owner, because we're actually here driving one of our customers' cars in the electric vehicle competition. It's a customer who lives here in Adelaide but was unable to come today because he had to work. So he entered, I flew over to drive the car, and what a lovely drive. I drove up with a friend, and it meant that we can, of course it's an electric Land Rover, so we could have a great conversation at 60 k's an hour until one of these other cars drove past us with its old-timey loud engine. I just nearly got run over by this Series 1. Awesome. These are one of the most iconic Australian cars, not just of the 70s, but of any era. This short production run where Holden created a special edition of panel vans and utes called the Sandman, really just embracing sort of surf culture and youth culture and building, overpowered V8s into some very cool looking cars with interesting graphics. I love how these guys have accessorised this with a full picnic and post-surf stuff, including some era correct magazines and reading material, but just the best vinyl that the 70s could offer you, and the best V8 that the 70s could offer you as well. If you want to win concourse here, it's not just about your car, it's about how good your costume is, that is period correct to the car. Not just you, but every one of your passengers and all the accessories that goes with it. So there's some amazing period correct picnics going on. We're not the only electric conversion here, there's a whole category for converted classics, which is admittedly very small. There's only actually 4 cars in competition, and it is a competition. We'll see how we go later on today when they announce it. But we've got some cool stuff like this Toyota, and particularly this BMW, which I think is really interesting, because if I was just doing this for myself, this is probably what I'd do. A Nissan Leaf motor, full stack, motor, inverter, charger, all the electronics, a Nissan Leaf battery pack in the rear, so like 24 kilowatt hours I think of battery, this into the transmission, and you've got a great EV conversion with a lot of the hard problems solved, and you can pick up the drivetrain from a second-hand Nissan Leaf in most places in the world really quite cheaply. Some of the matching accessories are so cool, like this lemon yellow Chrysler, and then you've got a matching esky thermos, and then this little drive-through diner, all this mock food to go with the car. This whole section is these really early vehicles, and what I find really fascinating about these is everyone was just trying to figure it out. How do you do headlights? How do you do controls? You see massive, fast-paced development over a very short amount of time, because people all around the world were trying to find solutions to the same kind of problems of how to operate a vehicle. How does a handbrake work? Is it even operated by hand? How do turn signals work? Do they even have turn signals? All of these questions were sort of up for development and conversation, and you see some really interesting, sometimes crazy, sometimes approaches that did then make it all the way through to modern vehicles. And that's why you convert your classic car to an EV. What's with this windscreen that's of this angle, and then what captures the winds and billows it up here, but you can also adjust it and I guess fold the top section down. So as we work our way through the decades of Australian automotive history, after Land Rovers, what comes next? Well, Land Cruisers, and that's 40 series, later into the 70 series, and then some, 60 series as well. That might be something that we're looking at.
The EV Conversion Award, in first place, entry number 1482, 1970 Land Rover 109 Series 2A.
I had to drop the camera and run up on stage because we won this award. So I got to run up, shake the governor's hand, get the trophy, hold that trophy for a moment, and then got given this certificate, and of course take all the glory, who really belongs to our customers. But yeah, pretty amazing to win this award, and hopefully we can make this a bit of a tradition if we keep entering new cars, because you can't enter the awards again. So as long as we keep having new builds, maybe we can create a little bit of a tradition.